Hello, everybody. My name is Edward Ford. Some of you might have already followed me on Twitter, but this is one of my own post-game videos that I do of Wizards games. So what I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk to you guys about is, what a game between these two teams, Boston and Washington. I mean, they have lived up to the hype of the new rivalry between Boston and Washington. I mean, they have to be the newest Eastern Conference in the last 3 years rivalry teams. Once again, the Wizards go to Boston and steal a game on the road after they lost that game to Boston about 3 weeks ago here in D.C. So what a huge win to pull out. Okay? Now, let me first of all say, I want to give my props to all the Boston Celtics players on the bench. The way they played this game, when you had Al Horford, Hayward, who's already been out rehabbing his knee injury, okay, Kyrie Irving on the bench because of a knee injury, you're already without at least 3 to 4 players from the starting bench. Yet, they still played a heck of a game. That shows the type of players and talent that Boston has drafted, which is why even in the playoffs, if they have regular players that can't play like Irving and Hayward or even Al Horford, or Marcus Smart, just think about it. They can still score 100+ points in the playoffs without these players because the way they played tonight. Boston and Washington are playoff teams right now. Okay, Boston at 2, Washington at 5 currently. These are two teams that, if goes right, they can meet up in the playoffs again. They can meet in the playoffs again, guys. All right? So now I'm going to go from that, and I'm going to also go to now, of course, as you can see, the home team, the Wizards. I'm going to give them props. Both teams were tired. Okay, can I say it? Tired. 2 overtime tonight to decide between the two teams who was going to win. And the Wizards pulled out a 1-point win. Tatum had a chance at the end to hit a 3 to pull out a huge win for Boston, and it fell short and came off the rim. Okay, so the Wizards escaped, with a win in Boston, where they hadn't been doing good initially yet on back-to-back games. Okay, so for the first time they pulled out a win on a back-to-back after losing at home to Minnesota last night. Okay, now I want to hit on this first. The Wizards got to stop on these turnovers. The turnovers are clearly just hurting them, because the turnovers are turning into points. You cannot turn the ball over on a team like the Boston Celtics and not expect them to turn those into points. That's how good of a team this is. I mean, we're talking about the NBA number 1, but when you're talking about a team like Boston, you turn the ball over, it's about 90% of the time going to turn into points. And points that could have came back to bite them in the rear tonight. But it didn't, but it could have, okay? Secondly, free throws. Free throws. Bradley Beal, he was 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He's got to improve there. There's been a lot of games this year that I've seen Bradley Beal shoot 60-70% from the free throw line. And if you're an all-star, you just can't have stretches where you're going 3 for 6, 4 for 8, 5 for 10 or so from a free throw line. You have to be clutch down the stretch with making those free throws, because they can be a lose or a win situation, as it almost was tonight. If you think about those 3 free throws that Bill did not make, imagine what type of game we're talking. We may be not even talking about a second overtime, okay? We may not be talking about even overtime, period. So the fact that he missed those 3 and it went into overtime and then double overtime, if he would have made those 3, we're probably talking about a game that would have been settled in regulation. All right, now let me hit on the points. I said it earlier on the video that I made, and I mean what I said. I said Porter had to become the player he has been since John Wall's been out, where he's given us 15 to 18 points. Okay? I hit it right on the nose. 18 points, 11 rebounds. I even said he had to rebound the ball the way he was doing. He did that. And then 3 steals. Now, 3 steals to some of y'all might be, that's nothing. 3 steals is huge, because steals are turnovers on the opposing team, as it was tonight in Boston, that more than likely turn into points, okay? 3 steals, again, may seem like a little to you guys, right? But steals are steals, however you get it, okay? Now, I'm going to go down to Markieff Morris. Yet again, another big night for Markieff Morris. 20 points, okay, 7 rebounds. Markieff Morris had 25-plus points from yesterday's game, even though the Wizards lost. But again, 20 points tonight. We need Porter and Markieff Morris to play the way that they played tonight when we have our next 11 games, okay? It's no excuse. John Wall will probably more than likely be back in the next game or 2. But I'm telling you right now, we cannot afford to have an ill-advised game where Porter and Bill does not do their thing, where Porter doesn't give you his 15 or 18, okay? And Markieff Morris doesn't give us, his 15 or 20 or even 25. But I have to give it up. Bradley Beal, the all-star, even though I was upset about his free throws and could have had more points, could have had 37 tonight, he had 34 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 steals himself. Between the 3, 2 out of the 3 that I mentioned had 5 steals. They caused 5 turnovers from the Boston Celtics. 5 turnovers. Guys, those turned into points. Huge steals turning into points, and then you won by 1. I mean, we're talking about a plethora of categories that gave him this 1-point win, but steals was one of them. Huge shots. Porter hitting that 3 in the first overtime. Markieff Morris hitting that 3-pointer in the second overtime. Big shots from big-time players in a big-time situation to win a big game. I don't know if it gets any better than that. So, everybody, once again, Washington wins tonight, 125-124. They beat a big team, a number 2 seed in the East, the Boston Celtics. We need the Wizards to get on some type of winning streak here, guys, so that they can climb back up in this seed. They can get back to the 4th or 3rd seed. But I want everybody to go ahead and give me your thoughts on this game again tonight. I've already told you the points, the reboundings, the steals, the assists, the free throws. So, I'm going to hit on it last. Porter was 5 for 6 from the line, and Markieff Morris was 6 from 8. That's where I kind of need Bradley Beal to be at, okay? That's where I kind of need him to be at with those free throws. I understand as all-stars, as superstars, you're going to miss a free throw or 2, but you can't miss and be 50% from the line from the night. I'm sorry. All right? So, again, my name's Edward Ford. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Riverdale VFD73. Once again, my name is Edward Ford. All right? You can follow me on Twitter at Riverdale VFD73. All right? Give me your thoughts. Give me what you think that needs to happen in the next game. Who needs to be the highest scoring? Potentially, John Wall might be back. The starting lineup might be back together. Don't forget to give me your thoughts on Thomas Satoransky, because he's been doing pretty darn good tonight, too. I think he had 10, 12 points. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Go Wizards. Great win.